I think we all hope for our people. We hope for the best life for them. We hope for the greatest experiences, the most joy possible. But the truth is that we're all going to experience devastation.
I felt trapped. I felt hopeless.
The pain inside of my soul was inexhaustible.
In that state, my thinking was very unhealthy. This was affecting my body.
We've been married 17 years, and they told us that she had terminal cancer.
So I found myself in a marriage to a person that would regularly use fear, threats, and punishment to keep me under control.
I felt incapable of doing anything for my wife, for myself.
I was just in a constant state of hypervigilance, always on the lookout for the next thing that was going to trigger his next blow up, and just desperately trying to prevent it.
And I remember we went home, we grabbed our kids from the school, and we cried. We cried an awful lot. And then we raced off to see our parents to tell them that this was the circumstance that we were facing now. And we did a lot of crying. It's really hard when the love of your life is told that there's a really good chance that the end of her life is coming soon.
Desperately trying to shield my children from witnessing the horrible ways that he treated me, the ways that he would curse me out, the ways that he would bully me, the ways that he would criticize me and belittle me.
I don't know that broken is even coming close to describing how much it hurt.
I knew that I couldn't continue going the way things were, and that I needed to get out of this situation. And I was terrified to do that, but I humbled myself, and I'm so blessed to have had a family that was incredibly generous, that helped me in that time. But what I really, really needed in that time was someone to coach me through it.
I remember sitting on the couch in our living room. We were sitting there, just me and her, and we were crying. We were grieving the circumstance, and it was like we both got to the same moment at the same time, when we both realized that we had two choices. One was to be the victim, to dwell in the sorrow, the sadness, and to linger there for the rest of her life in bitterness towards God, towards the circumstances that we had, and to dwell constantly in that state of sorrow, of grief.
Someone to take me from that person with the super small thinking to transform the way that I spoke to myself in my thoughts, to transform the habits that I had to take care of myself so that I could show up as a better version of myself, not just for me, but for the people that depended on me, for my children. And that was just absolutely invaluable to me, that I had someone to coach me through that process.
And I remember sitting there looking at my wife, and she smiled, and I smiled back, and we both knew that the other option, the only other option, the maybe harder option, was to choose to find the joy in every circumstance, and that was in that very moment. It was really, really beautiful, because the treatments and the radiation, the chemotherapy, the surgeries that she had, they made it so she couldn't do a lot, but she started puzzling and puzzling a lot, and every time she would do a puzzle, there would be one missing piece. One missing piece in a puzzle, and if you've ever done a puzzle, you know that your eye is drawn to that one piece. Even if it's 1,000 pieces, that one missing piece is where your eye goes. Even if it's a beautiful picture, your eye goes straight to that one piece. And we found it as an analogy for our lives, that it's really, really easy for us to dwell on the one missing piece in our life. And yet, when you stop and take your eye off that missing piece, that cancer in your wife, and look at the 999 other pieces in your life, there's an incredible and amazing beauty that can be found there. There's a joy that can be found there that maybe is even more joyful when it's seen in the light of such traumatizing circumstances. And we found ourselves counting the blessings.
So it took a lot of work for me to sort of kind of retrain my thinking to reflect the truth of who I was, and to reject the lies that I was incompetent, that I was not worth anything, that kept me very small. And so I was able to step into more and more of who God created me to be. I was able to really flourish. I can't tell you how many people would see me after I had gotten free, after I had done a tremendous amount of healing. They would see me and they would say, "Wow, we hardly recognize you. You look like a brand new person. You're glowing. Your skin looks different. Your eyes look different. What happened?" And it's because I was retraining my thinking. I was retraining my habits.
And so we kept on doing puzzles. Why? Because there was always a missing piece, always a missing piece. And it was always a reminder for us to look at the 999 other beautiful pieces that make up who we are, make up who our children are, and make up the circumstances we are in. And we started doing a YouTube channel. We started painting. My wife had never painted before. We started painting and sharing those with other people around us. And we found ourselves becoming an encouragement to the people around us in a way that people were reaching out to us and asking for prayer, asking for encouragement. And we're like, we're in the middle of a cancer journey. How can we be the people that you are coming to for encouragement?
And the transformation was very noticeable to those around me. You know, we all have a choice when we experience hardship. It can make us bitter or it can make us better.
The beautiful thing, the thing that I cherish so much was in the last month or so of my wife's life. We battled cancer for 3.5 years before she passed. In the last month, she sat me down and she looked at me and she said, "Thank you so much for being my coach through this journey." And I never thought I was a coach. And yet when we had the conversation there, she acknowledged and recognized that the way that I'm able to call out joy and inspiration in people's lives from wherever they are and take them to a new place of incredible happiness and incredible success and incredible ways of thinking that change what success and happiness actually mean in your circumstance. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a millionaire, but you're going to look at your life so richly and so differently. And as we had the conversation, she started pointing out the circumstances that throughout my life, working with teenagers and youth and young people, how when I sit down with someone, the coach comes out in me because all I want to do is inspire those around me to find a better them, to essentially unleash the courageous you inside of them, that call out the Holy Spirit, call out to the incredible human being that God has designed them to be. That's my heart. That's the heart of Courageous You. And that's what we're inviting you into is experience that takes you from point A to point B into a person that you never thought you were, but has always been within you, and to really just pull out the courageous you.
Contact us so that we can facilitate your next breakthrough. It's time to unleash the courageous you.